The views expressed are not necessarily those of KSCJ and Powell Broadcasting Company. This program is not intended to replace the advice of doctors or other clinical providers. Consult with your practitioner to ensure the proper course of action for you.
Welcome to When Things Aren't Going Well on AM 1360, FM 94.9 KSCJ. This program is dedicated to your mental health wellness and brought to you by Family Services, a United Way partner agency. Here's your host, Art Silva.
Good morning, Siouxland, and welcome to When Things Aren't Going Well. This show is dedicated to your mental wellness. We hope to educate and help you navigate your path to a good mental wellness environment. We will share information on various mental health topics as well as where to go for help. I'm Art Silva, and our show is brought to you by Boys and Girls Home and Family Services, a United Way partner agency serving the Siouxland community. Today, we have a timely topic for you, tax preparation. This can cause a great deal of stress in your life. However, to help us navigate this ever-changing tax prep minefield is my guest, Jonette Spurlock from the Center for Siouxland. Good morning, Jonette.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome to When Things Aren't Going On. Things aren't going well, I should say. Before we get on with our topic, let's get a little background on you and on the center.
All right. So I'm Jonette Spurlock. I'm the executive director. I've been with Center for Siouxland for 21 years, and I've been serving as the executive director for 13. Center for Siouxland is a agency that helps people help themselves. Our focus is financial and housing stability. One of our main programs is the representative payee, and that's where we help folks who are unable to manage their Social Security benefits. We go ahead and manage them for them. We're appointed by Social Security. I say if it wasn't for that program, our homeless population would explode, because these are individuals who, have trouble with money or don't understand the concept and are unable to prioritize those, the basic necessities.
What a service that is. I just learned something new. What if people can't do that? Well, first of all, Social Security can be confusing going in, never with all the rules and everything. But I got to tell you, to provide that kind of service, that is great.
Yeah. And it's more than just helping people manage their money. It is making sure that their SNAP application is filled out. It's making sure that they're on housing if they're eligible for it. It is filling out their Medicare, Medicaid applications. So it's, also maintaining all of those services that allow them to live independently. And at the same time, working with other agencies in the community.
Well, the nice thing about what you do is every year you have continuity to this. People know that there's a tax prep program out there. They can go there for help. The center is real important to what goes on in this community. And, you do a lot of things that we don't know are problems because the average person doesn't experience that. So this is looking out for other people. And, if you can get upstream and prevent any type of homelessness by helping people to help themselves. I mean, I can't say it any better than what you said, Jonette. So, we've seen the commercial on TV, tax time. This lady's got this big box of papers and stuff like that coming into the office. Tax time is tough for all of us, and it can be it's really stressful. So you want to share any experience that you may have had with folks in their taxes at this time of year?
So we run the VITA program, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, and we've been running it for over 45 years. It's a great opportunity for people to get their taxes prepared and e-filed for free. Household income is, I don't want to tell you incorrectly, is $67,000 or less.
That's combined, that's total household income.
Yep. And you really think about that, we're a working community. That's a lot of folks in our community that can take advantage of this. We partner with Morningside University, Briarcliff University, and WIT to provide students to do the tax preparation. So twofold here. One, we're helping our community with tax preparation. They're able to get it done for free. Two, folks get real life experience. The students that are going to school get real life experience of preparing taxes, interviewing others. So it's it's really a holistic program. We couldn't do it without our volunteers, 70-some volunteers.
Wow.
And one staff managing all that.
Unbelievable. And I like it's a win-win situation for the kids, the students, I should say. They come and they learn, they practice something. I assume a lot of them might be in the accounting background.
Correct.
And that way they can get a flavor for what they do, if they like what they're doing, and then how to move forward with that. I think it's just a great program utilizing the two colleges and the community community college that we have in the community. So that's a good way to reach out and, I bet you they have stories to tell.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's not the students, usually those turn over every year, but we have a few students. We have one person this year. She's been with us, a Morningside College student, Morningside University. This is her 4th year of volunteering with us. We have another gentleman. This is his 2nd year of volunteering with us. But we also have community folks who volunteer. We have 3 retired CPAs.
I love that word, retired. Everybody needs a purpose out there. Come back and do something.
Exactly. Yeah. So the students get really good experience, and we're helping people. So it's a great program. Thankfully, it's a short window of time because it gets a little wild. Our goal this year, and it's set, so we're IRS funded by Internal Revenue Service funds our program, and they set the goal for us based on what we've done in the past and our demographics. And they have set the goal at 2,851 people.
Great. 51, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that is great. Hey, I'm on Silva along with Jeanette Spurlock from the Center for Siouxland, and we're talking about free tax preparation and e-filing program being offered by the Center for Siouxland. How long has the Center for Siouxland offered this program?
About 45 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
People look forward to this program every year, I bet.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I worked the front desk last evening because we do tax appointments in the evenings as well. And a gentleman came in. He goes, I think you've been here every time I've come in. And he said he'd been coming in for 10 years. And I'm like, I think that's good.
Well, let's get into the details of your program. You mentioned there had to be an income level to qualify. Who qualifies?
Anybody who makes a household income of $67,000 or less.
So in someone's life, their circumstances can change, either losing a job or something like that. And they might need a service that they never needed before, or a service that they paid for before that they can no longer pay for. And we know you don't want to get behind or sideways with the IRS. That's just one big headache. So, this is something, our lives have changed. We're seeing more change with our demographics, people coming into our community, knowledge of how things work here. And then, I'm retired now. I don't have the disposable income I had earlier to pay for a tax preparation. This isn't something people should feel bad about, is it? They should feel good if the service is there.
Yes, absolutely. And we also do a good job of, reviewing paperwork for people and saying, okay, you don't need to file because, and we tell them, here's why you don't need to file. So this year going forward, you don't have to file unless something changes. We also get a lot of questions about W-4s. Large employers don't do a really good job of explaining what the W-4s are to their employees. And so sometimes they don't have the right amount taken out, and they don't know that until they get to tax time and they realize that they now owe the IRS. And so we do some education on that as well, because that's super important. And especially for some of our retired folks who work full time, there is a little sticky wicket in the middle of there who are drawing on their Social Security benefits, and then they're also working full time. There's a little bit of a balance there that they need some help with.
Well, I got to tell you, it's a tough time of year. What's the time frame of your program?
So we started taking appointments February 1st, and we'll run through tax day, April 15th. However, we do have an after the season program too, where we still have some volunteers that'll stay with us until the first part of June. But we're running taxes 6 days a week. We do 3 evenings. And so it's pretty easy to get in. You just have to call and make an appointment.
Well, I got to tell you, I bet you one of the recommendations that comes out is to be better record keeping for next year. Now, I'm just telling you the recommendation I give myself. Every year, I say, next year I'm going to start right off in January and put everything in this folder. And at the end of the year, I'm looking all around in this folder, that folder for all my receipts. So is that part of the education you do also?
Yep. It helps the people keep things organized and bring in their W-2s with them or any of their tax papers. everything is online now. A lot of employers are asking their folks to, just go to the portal and get things off. But, really bring those items with you. I know printer can be a challenge, so we do have some workarounds there. But yeah, it just speeds up the process. If we have everything in one time, then you're done and you're out the door. If you don't, then you got to come back for a second appointment.
Well, we're coming up on our break, so continue your morning chill. We'll be right back with more of When Things Aren't Going Well right here on 1360 AM, 94.9 FM, KSCJ.
Oh, I forgot to take the garbage out again. My teen came home who knows when last night. That guy just cut me off. My boss totally doesn't get what I'm trying to do for his company. When will I enjoy life again? Will I ever catch up? I really should visit my parents soon before it's too late. Why is this guy in front of me stopping at a green light? Go!
It's time for a checkup from the neck up to put yourself in a better state of mind. Sometimes it all seems to be coming at us pretty fast. Our instinct is to conquer our issues before we enjoy our actual life. It seems we just can't get caught up. That's when stress and anxiety absorb everything. Family Services, Inc. is here to get you back to enjoying your life. A call to Family Services will put you on a direct path to more happiness and inner peace. It's time you appreciate the things that matter most. Let the sun heat your back and enjoy the day and laugh with guiltless, stress-free joy. Call Family Services today at 293-4900. That's 293-4900.
I feel good.
Welcome back to When Things Aren't Going Well on KSCJ. Here's Art Silva.
Welcome back to When Things Aren't Going Well. I'm Art Silva along with Jeanette Spurlock from the Center for Siouxland, and we are discussing the free tax preparation and e-filing program services being offered by the Center. Jeanette, let me ask you, what are some of the most common errors you see when people come in for tax preparation?
They don't have their photo ID and social security card. Those are very important things to have with them. They also don't have their W-2s. They don't know where they're at. They haven't waited long enough to collect all of their income documents. Their W-4 may be filled out incorrectly at their employer. Those become a challenge as well. So those are the common things that we see with folks that we're working with, or they haven't done taxes for the past 3 or 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So thankfully, we are able to do back taxes. We are able to go back to 2021 with our system. If they need further back than that, then we refer them to Iowa Legal Aid, and they have a taxpayer assistance program over there.
Are you able to arrange terms for those folks or work on any type of tax consolidation or payment consolidation?
We're not able to do that, but if that comes up, we would send them to the taxpayer clinic at Legal Aid.
Okay, well, there's a way to figure this out.
Yep.
Let's go through again. This is a great program, and I want to make sure we let people know how to get a hold of you. So how do they contact the Center for Siouxland?
So calling our number 712-252-1861, extension 101, and our volunteers are taking phone calls and scheduling appointments. Be patient because, literally in the morning from overnight, we have 95 calls to 100 calls to return. And that's a lot because we just have one volunteer at a time making returning phone calls.
Oh, my word. That is, does this go on throughout the year when you have other programs that continue on, I'm sure, throughout the year that don't involve taxes, but still involve a lot of help to the community?
We also have a credit counseling and housing counseling program. So our housing counseling program is we're the only HUD-certified housing counseling agency on this side of Iowa. A lot of that work revolves around helping people become good homeowners. We offer home buyer education classes, also foreclosure counseling. We're still having a problem in Iowa with people who are struggling to make their mortgage. And so there's 3 agencies covering the entire state of Iowa to help people navigate the systems in place to get work out with their servicer. And then also our credit counseling, how to create a budget, how to start paying down that debt so that you can look forward to your short-term and long-term financial goals.
Well, let me ask you, we have a changing demographics in our community. Do you have translators available?
Yes. So we do have 2 people who speak Spanish in our office, but we also use a gadget called Pocket Talk.
Ooh.
And so this was a mention that came through GCC, and we went ahead and purchased one. I don't even remember how many languages, but it's kind of a talk back and forth, and it works really well. It's much like Google Translate, but it's much easier to navigate.
GCC is growing community connections, and that's Joanne Gieselman, and Joanne does a great job of sharing that information with the community. Well, you have translators available. Do you find people that could be chronic procrastinators, that every year you're going to see Mr. Smith on the day before or whatever? Does that happen?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of those folks that are like, oh, I just got in the nick of time. And I said, I wondered when you were going to be calling. I've been because we have those folks. We have people who have been coming to us for 20 plus years. And so you just get to know them, and you're like, I just said to Susan, who couldn't make it today with us, I said, have you seen our family that comes from Wayne, Nebraska? And she goes, no, we have not seen them yet. And we serve, and so I'm just kind of giving you, we also serve clear up north into Lyon County and Sioux County, because there's nobody up there that provides this VITA service. And so they drive down from that. So there's a few people that we're like, we haven't heard from them yet, or, that we want to check in on. We
can certainly understand now the title, Center for Siouxland. It's not just in Sioux City. You reach out. So folks out there, if you're listening, this is not just for Siouxland. All you have to do is qualify on the total income for the household, and these services are available to you. You got to take advantage of them. This tax deal keeps changing every year. You ever have people come in there and say, whoa, I didn't know I was getting that big a refund?
Yes, but mostly it's, I didn't know I was going to owe. And, and a lot of things have happened in the last 5 years. We can kind of agree to that. And it has been tricky for people to navigate that. And it goes, I keep going back to this W-4, but Iowa changed their W-4, and so it's really gotten a few people kind of hung up. But one thing that is changing is Iowa is trying to align more with federal. And so once that completely happens, it should level itself out a little bit better.
Well, it sounds like also a requirement to do this job for a volunteer or you and your staff is patience.
Yes.
With a capital P. You're dealing with folks that in a lot of cases just didn't know. We have to go forward, and I'm sure part of this is educating them. So, okay, I'm going to go through it this year, but next year I'm going to put you on a report card. Now, you get all your stuff put away, do this and that, and in a good way, help these folks understand the importance of this, and this should not be a nightmare. This should be something that's planned, held down every year, and you're having help to do this. So, I guess a good indicator would be if someone couldn't qualify for your program because they did well and they kept getting promoted in their job and the household income comes up. But in the process, they've learned a good discipline.
Exactly.
And I think that's something at tax time we could all look at. I have somebody that does it, but I still got to get the information together. Oh, my God, just like that commercial on TV where she's carrying a box of receipts and everything all over the place. I don't know if I have that kind of patience. So hats off to your staff and your volunteers. And how many volunteers? 70?
Yep, 70 volunteers make the whole thing. And everybody has a role. And tax preparers aren't more important than the greeters, aren't more important than the schedulers. If one thing falls apart, it all falls apart. So everybody has to work together, and we have the best volunteers. I think all
you're real
agencies
proud of
say
them. I can see that.
Yeah.
We have a deal with our auditors, are very good, Nichols Rise, that we've been with them for a long time. And a lot of the tax preparation and tax planning occurs during the year as you finalize it. Now, we don't start our tax preparation until after the 15th of April. Because we get a cheaper rate. So so we get a little longer. But, that's how nonprofits work.
Exactly.
We're trying to watch every cent we can get that we can use. So it's a good time of year. Now, I want to ask you one more time, how do they get a hold of you?
Contact our office at 712-252-1861, extension 101. And be patient. Leave a message. I promise you, Annette will get back to you.
Well, I got to tell you, Jeanette, this has been really interesting for me, and it kind of highlights what we need to do, what the individual needs to do to get their taxes filed. And then once that's done, how about somebody that doesn't have the resources that we would have? Or, it could be everything. Not everybody's life is 8 to 5. And you have services and appointments at night.
Yep, and Saturday, so we
Wow.
run all day Saturday.
Okay, folks, if you need the service, please, it's out there and it's free once you qualify. So Center for Siouxland, they do an awful lot, but this time we're talking about their tax preparation and e-filing program. Have you seen a shift more to e-filing?
Oh, yeah. IRS absolutely wants everybody to e-file. And you can expect a return within 2 weeks, sometimes even less. But if you mail it, I think it just goes to la land. And, so I wouldn't take that chance. If you can e-file, absolutely e-file.
Okay, and if you haven't e-filed and you qualify, go see the Center for Siouxland because they'll help you get over this hump. This has been good. Every week we end our show with a weekly joke, and so we're going to keep it in the theme of taxes, so here we go. I tried to pay my taxes to the IRS with a smile. Turns out they prefer money. Okay, that's the dad joke for the week. Listen, I want to thank you, Jeanette, and also thanks to our listening audience. I want to give a shout-out to retiring city manager Bob Padmore. Thanks for the great job managing the progress of our city during your tenure. You're leaving the city in better shape than when you started. Enjoy your well-deserved retirement. Don't forget to visit the Stuff Thrift at the campus of the J.D. Peterson Behavior Health Center. New stuff arriving daily. There's a lot of love in the store. You feel it when you walk through the doors. When things aren't going well, we'll be back next Saturday morning at 7 a.m. right here on 1360 a.m. and 94.9 FM KSCJ. Don't forget to do your homework this week and go out and have a good laugh. It's good for the soul. Have a great week, and may the sun shine on you.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
For more information on the services provided by Boys and Girls Home and Family Services, see them online at boysandgirlshomeiowa.org. Or you can call 712-293-4700 to get more information about family services, residential treatment, the Opportunity School, the Siouxland Family Center, and more. At Boys and Girls Home and Family Services, we change lives.